How is the upcoming weapon customization going to change things in 0 Hour with Operation Blackdown update? We don't know everything yet, but we know that resource management, especially for attackers, is going to change quite a bit with the next update. In fact, the team just recently announced the attackers will lose their weapon for 3 rounds and until they switch sides if they get killed in PvP. That's at least the direction they are thinking about taking with Operation Blackdown update, since they still want to do extensive testing before settling on the final first iteration for the release of the update. So how is this different to what we have now in the live version of the game? So in the current live version of the game, when you get killed as an attacker and your weapon has not been taken by any defender, you get it back. If it got taken by a defender, you basically trade weapons. The defender gets your weapon and you get the one they were using. But the total amount of weapons available to attackers, counting those equipped and those in storage, remains the same. Basically, everyone is holding a weapon. With next update, when you get killed as an attacker, your weapon gets removed from the pool until you switch sides, so 3 rounds but minimum by default. And if a defender took your weapon, you don't trade with them, you do not get their weapons. Basically, your attacker weapon gets removed from the game for up to 3 rounds. This means the total amount of weapons available to attackers will decrease when you get killed as you progress through the 3 rounds in PvP matches. Since this means you will eventually run out of weapons with the current inventory, the amount of weapons you get on the attacking side will be changed as follows. Or at least that's the current plan, but it might change depending on the tests they are going to be doing. 2 SCAR, 2 M4, 2 G36, 2 MP5 SD, 3 tactical shotguns, 3 MAC-10, and 3 shields. Personally, I'm not against this change since it has more positive than negative sides in my opinion. The first one is that it makes the game more tactical and balanced. When you think about it, defenders get their gadgets removed from the inventory as soon as they start the round and spawn with them. It doesn't matter if they used it or not, it just gets removed. But if attackers get killed, they currently end up with a weapon back or another one from the defenders if it got taken. So the pressure on the attackers to manage their inventory properly is a lot less than what defenders get in my opinion. Then it makes the game more realistic. I mean, why would I respawn with the defender's weapon if I got killed and they took my weapon? It doesn't really make sense. So I think it's a pretty good change, especially with the arrival of weapon customization. It will also enable us to work on new tactics. I mean, if we really get 3 tactical shields, that's going to be interesting for sure. But let's see if they really go with 3 shields. I think it might be a little bit too much in my opinion, but maybe they want to encourage players to use the shield more often, especially since it's going to get fixed with the next update. So 3 shields, 3 rounds, always have one, it kind of makes sense. I think it will also discourage attackers from rushing too much. Right now, defenders have more systems in place to avoid rushing out of their objective location compared to attackers who can go wherever they want. The new movement system is obviously going to change that, but I think this is also going to make attackers think twice before rushing because they might die and lose their weapon. More teamwork. If you die, your team loses more weapons than before, so I hope this will make people think and communicate more before choosing their loadout. Like I said many times in my tactic briefing videos, you need to pick your weapon based on what the rest of the team is using, but you also need to be responsible for it. If you go lone wolf, maybe get a few kills but die and give your weapon to defenders, you're not helping your team, you're actually working against it. Last but not least, I think this is finally going to make players think more about taking attackers' weapons as they kill them or at the end of the round. Right now I rarely see defenders taking attackers' weapons, although it's a very valid tactic, if maybe not the most efficient tactic, to make them weaker and weaker after each round. To conclude, I think it's a pretty good change and probably one that is needed regardless of the arrival of the weapon customization system. I think this is a necessary change to make the game more balanced, especially if the team keeps adding weapons to the game. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this upcoming change. I'd love to know your thoughts, feedback, and maybe concerns about it. If you enjoyed this 0 hour video, leave a like to help other people find this video, and let's see if we can reach the 50 likes on this one. If you also want to support the channel, please consider subscribing and don't forget to tick the bell to never miss any of my future videos. I'm Hotrod, leader of the r.o.d.e Foundation. Feel free to join our clan, the link is in the description below. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time.